back for one reason, was to get back to that national championship game. Just your thoughts on it's go time, week one of what should, in your mind, I guess, be a special season.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've said that now a bunch of times that that's probably the main reason of me coming back is coming back and finishing the job and winning that national championship. But I think the team's really excited, especially as we head into a true game week. I mean, it's been a while. Our last game was against Florida State, and honestly, for me, it seems like yesterday, but it also seems like so long ago. So I know the team's excited. I know I'm excited, especially as we really start to prep. I know that the sense of urgency has definitely been up. You go through fall camp, you really focus on you. You get out of camp, really start to hone in on your week one, which is Clemson for us. So I know the guys are super excited. I'm super excited as we prepare for this game week.
Crazy thing about the Clemson game in 2021, it's really those two teams kind of went on divergent paths after that, but they came in ranked and everything. What are your memories? You were obviously very intimately involved in the game plan, getting ready for them and everything. What's your memories of that game and when you think back on it now?
Yeah, so that was 2021, and we were in North Carolina. I think we played that game in North Carolina.
That's right.
It's a crazy game. First off, I mean, we didn't, by crazy I mean there wasn't much offense involved in that game. I think it was 10-3, if I'm correct. I mean, really good defenses. I remember their defense being really good that year. Our defense being really good that year as well. Having spent a lot of time on scout team going against them. But going back to then, I mean, obviously it's a very different situation compared to now, which is crazy to see, how time goes, how things can change. But going back to then, just remembering how, good of a team they are and coming in being ranked, us coming in being ranked, and how big of a matchup that is, to come into week one and now full circle coming again 3-4 years later and seeing the same exact thing coming back. So, but actually being the starter this time. So.
Yeah, Carson, this time last year you were entering your first game week as the starter. Just how different do you feel right now knowing you've got all these starts, all these games under your belt, and you're ready to, I guess, hit the ground running from game one?
Yeah, it's very different. I think maybe like some of the nerves that I had last year going into week one aren't present. I mean, I'm very anxious to get out on the field. I'm very excited. I have a lot of energy, heading into that, week one, considering we haven't played in so long. But it's definitely a different mindset, a different approach. Well, same approach, but in a different way, if that makes any sense. I can explain a little later if you want me to. But no, I'm super excited for week one and going into that game. But seeing the difference from game one to game 14 last year, I'm excited to see what the jump is going to be from game 15 to however many games that we end up playing this season.
Yeah, having matched up against this Georgia defense throughout fall camp, what are your sort of expectations of that unit going into this first camp?
Yeah, fall camp is always very difficult. Playing against our defense, especially in the conditions of a Georgia summer, the Georgia heat. I mean, it's 100 degrees out there. You get out in that stadium, it feels like 110. There's no wind. The air is just all trapped in the stadium in those scrimmage games. And our defense has done an unbelievable job. I think those coaches have those guys so well prepared week in and week out, especially playing against us. They see our stuff every single day. They go walk through it. They come out to the scrimmage. They know we're going to run this and that, and it's almost like they're covering everything. Obviously we have a lot of talented guys that are going to be able to make plays against our defense and other teams. But I mean, I have a lot of confidence in our defense. I think they're going to do some really special things this year.
Carson, what do you think of the running backs that you have available, with this offense on Saturday to run the ball like you want?
Yeah, I think our running back room is really deep, and one guy that missed last year with the injury, Branson, he's someone that you go back to his freshman year, 2 touchdowns in the national championship game in 2023. Was that? Yeah, 2023, 2 touchdowns. I mean, just a crazy athletic guy that you can comfortably hand the ball to him. He's going to make plays. A ton of confidence in him. But that's just one guy. I think our running back room is so deep, especially those young guys that are coming in. But when you look at ETN, you look at Cash, and those type of guys that are going to be able to make plays, with the run game, in the pass game. But no, super excited to have them, and it always makes my job a lot easier when you have a talented running back room.
Carson, a couple things. One, Kirby was talking about trying to maintain in the locker room with NIL now. Certain positions, obviously, like in the NFL, maybe do a little better in that than other positions. How have you tried to, maintain while getting some nice deals on the side to kind of maintain that atmosphere in the locker room where I'm not above anybody else? And also, after that, if you can just discuss what you maybe specifically tried to work on coming into this season off of the great year you had last year.
Yeah, for me and for our team, I don't think anybody really lets NIL come into the locker room. I think our culture is better than that as far as the money aspect. I don't think anybody thinks that they're above anybody. We really don't discuss that type of stuff in the locker room. I mean, it's very individualized, as you know, from person to person and player to player. But I think we do a good job of that as a team, and I think Coach Smart does a good job of that as handling the players in that circumstance. And then for me, coming into this season, just trying to be a better vocal leader, try to be a better leader and, serve my teammates, serve my guys. How can I help a wide receiver? How can I help an O-lineman? How can I help a running back? How can I help somebody on the defense? That's the biggest thing for me, is not only being a leader of the offense, but trying to be a leader of the entire team. And, that's a step for me, because last year I really leaned on Sed, him having that respect and gaining that respect from the guys, being a 3-year starter. But obviously, him being gone now, someone has to step up into that role. So I've really been trying to step up into that role as, spring ball went through, summer ball, fall camp, finding my moments and, just trying to find myself and my peace in that circumstance.
It's not a true road game, but Kirby was interested in how the communication and the headset would work, in loud environments. Have you practiced? I'm sure no details unnoticed here. How's that gone with the expectation to communicate when it could be a louder environment you're used to?
Yeah, it's definitely different, being able to hear it through the headset, or through, I guess it's a headset in the helmet, and then opposed to looking at signals on the sidelines. Now, we'll still do both, and which, if you can't hear, you go straight to that. Your eyes go to the sidelines, and so I don't think that we'll have any, communication issues. But I mean, we'll see as far as me actually being able to hear and being able to hear Coach Bobo in the helmet week 1 come.
Yeah, Carson, over here to your right. Obviously, you've had some time to study and prepare for Clemson. If you could, just real briefly, how would you describe who they are from a fundamental standpoint on the defensive side of football?
Yeah, from what I've been able to see, watching some of their games from last year and some cut-ups, is, they're going to play you straight up. They want to play man-to-man and, pressure you. They want to force the hand of the quarterback, maybe get an extra guy in the box, say, okay, like, you're not going to run the ball, like, you're going to have to throw the ball. So, how do we, manage different schemes to where we're still able to run, maybe play action pass, different pass schemes of, how can we get different matchups on different guys. So no, but they're a very talented team. They got some young guys that are gonna have some playing time for them and get in there. But they're gonna challenge you, and they're gonna be up in your face, and I'm excited for that. It's gonna be competitive.
Carson, right here real quick. You referenced that 2021 matchup for Clemson. How different are you guys' program now compared to that first game back in 2021? Obviously, the way that season ended kind of set you guys off on this run.
Yeah, I don't think the culture has changed at all. I don't think the approach has changed at all. It's actually a great question. Thinking about that, going back to, I guess, how old would I have been? I guess I was 19 then. So, I was much younger than now, but it's the same. The fall camp was the same. The summer workouts were the same. The spring ball was the same. The winter workouts were the same. It's all the same regimen. There's little changes and little twists here and there of, okay, how can we improve in this way? How can we improve in that way? And, I think our coaches do a great job of that. But there hasn't been that much that's changed. It's still the same approach and same mindset and, the same goals.
Carson, what did you see from Dylan Bell just this offseason as he gets ready for his 3rd year program?
Yeah. Obviously, he's been able to have a pretty large impact straight from his freshman year. There's some plays and games that he made as a freshman, and then coming into last year, stepping up in a couple of big games, making big-time plays. You go back to, I guess, the game that really, hits my mind is Tennessee. I think he had like 130, 140, maybe 1 or 2 touchdowns. I think he had a passing touchdown in that game too. But no, he's so versatile and can be used as a weapon, whether that's in the backfield or as a wide receiver. And there's so many things that he does well. So I'm super excited to watch him not only go out and perform, make plays, but as he does make plays, for his confidence, to continue growing as it has since his freshman year.
Carson, can you quantify just how much more control you have now over the offense than going into last year? His quote in the spring was trying to let the cat go play. What does that mean to you?
Yeah, I think, there's always parameters of our offense, whether that's checking a play or checking a protection, or if we're in this play, we want to go to this play. There's always parameters, but I definitely feel very confident in what we do and our plan and what Coach Bobo has called. He does a great job at looking at a defense, scheming up a defense, and finding certain plays and ways to get the ball into the guys that we want the ball in their hands, if that makes sense. But for me personally, just going out there and being able to play loose and play free, because I do understand the offense the back of my hand. It's every play can get called. I understand exactly where I need to go with the ball for a certain coverage. I know exactly what play we need to check to if they're doing this as a defense. There's so many things. I've been in the offense for 5 years, so I know it like the back of my hand. I'm very comfortable with it, which allows me to play even faster.
Has the inset radio added? He just added to that even more, would you say, or does that had really any effect on the helmet radio?
Can you say that again?
The helmet radio, is that even added and enhanced that even
Oh,
more?
absolutely, because I'm able to get the play even faster now. The guys are still looking at the sidelines, and I'm hearing the play. I'm already trying to dissect. I'm watching the defense get set up as I'm hearing the play in my mind. So those thoughts can get even quicker, because sometimes you get the play in a little late. Maybe there's 15 seconds on the clock left, or there's 12 seconds left on the clock, and they're in this defense, I need to check it, but we don't have enough time to check it. We got to run the play. So being able to watch the defense get set up, maybe start thinking about some things that maybe I couldn't have in the past a little bit quicker now, definitely, I think adds to that.
Got time for one more question, Roger?
Carson, we asked Kirby last week about your chemistry with the receiving course, and some of your go-to guys have moved on. And he said it's kind of a fine line. You need to develop chemistry, but he's also got to get a lot of receivers ready to play. So kind of what are your thoughts on maybe some of the chemistry you're working on with this new group of guys, and trying to get some guys some playing time while developing chemistry with them?
Yeah, no, I think that's a great way to put it, is that, in a game, there's a bunch of guys that are going to go out there and play. It's not just 3 guys out there that are playing every single rep. The guy runs a go ball 3 times in a row, someone else needs to go in, So how do I build that repertoire with that many guys? Well, we do routes on air. We go do extra throughout the summer. We go throw on our own without the coaches. There's a lot of different things that I think we've been able to do since, last season ending and us losing a couple guys. But a lot of guys too that I've been able to build chemistry with over the last year of starting and into this year, and really trying to hone in on how to run a certain route. This is what I'm expecting against this coverage. There's a lot of different things that go into the connection between a wide receiver and a quarterback. So just continuing to build that chemistry, I guess, to an extent, is how we've been able to really level up and instills confidence in the unit.
Thank you, Carson.
Thanks, Carson.
Of course.